Poverty is a quiet storm that rages through America's neighborhoods at a rapid pace. According to the website poverty.org, 46 million Americans live in a state of poverty, and among those, the number of seniors over the age of 65 is alarming. The same is true for Columbus, Georgia, where I live. The number of seniors living at or beneath the poverty line will amaze you. But poverty among senior citizens is not the reason for this film. This film is about an amazing program that gives these seniors living in less than habitable conditions a fresh start. In this film, you'll get a brief insight from members of the Columbus Cottage Campaign and hear from two of its cottage recipients and witness change that they much needed.
Well, I was born in America, Georgia, and I don't know how long I stayed here, but my mama moved me to London. That's why I raised her till I got married. And I met a man by the name of John Jenkins. He dead.
My name is Paul Jones, Paul Ela Jones, really. I have a middle name, Lawrence.
How long ago? Where are you from?
I'm from Lumpkin, Georgia. I came up on the farm. I'm a farm boy. We grew cotton, corn, peanuts, stuff like that.
How long have you been in Columbus?
I was trying to think just a while ago. Over 50 years.
About how long have you been here at the 43rd Street?
Who can count it up for them?
I think we said you've been here about 30 years.
Yes, something like that.
30 years? Okay. Okay, you lived at this house many years and yet no one knew of the condition. How did you get by? How did you pay and make repairs to the building?
Somebody like living?
Yes, ma'am.
I did baby work. I wait with different people.
Okay.
I used to wait with her.
Okay, and who was that?
I think I retired on her. I stopped waiting on her. I got sick ill, and I had to quit work.
And how did you make payments? How did you get by?
I was getting a little inside check.
Okay. How did the Cottage Campaign begin?
NeighborWorks Columbus was doing neighborhood revitalization. Our vision is to eliminate substandard housing. When we were working in challenging neighborhoods, we kept coming across these elderly people living in just horrendous conditions. We went to the city and we said, we got to do something. And we put our heads together and we came up with a cottage program.
Tell me about the recipient number 6, Miss Mary. Any interactions you've had with her?
Miss Mary is she's such a doll. I mean, she's just so much fun. She's so full of love. She's a very faithful woman, and she always had the faith that something would happen that would improve her life, and the good Lord brought us together.
I met Miss Mary from the beginning. We got a call that there was somebody that they thought may be interested in our program. I went to visit Miss Mary, and Miss Mary was really the worst house I ever seen. And the sad part, Miss Mary didn't know that it was that bad. Yeah. And I guess if you live that way for a while, it seems to be like almost the norm. You know, if other people around you is living like that, you don't really see how bad it is until somebody else say it or show you how bad it is. But Miss Mary, she's a jewel. She's a jewel, and she's well deserved in our campaign number 6 recipient. Campaign number 6 recipient.
So tell me a little bit about what happened on Christmas Eve. What year was it?
It's been 3 years ago.
So 2009?
Yeah, 2009.
So tell me what happened in 2009.
Well, I really don't know how the fire started. But most I can come up with maybe electrical or something like that. I was sitting down in the living room asleep. I was watching TV before I went to sleep. And when the smoke woke me up. And I was, woke up and I was gasping for breath and trying to find the front door and all that kind of stuff. But I'm still here, so.
Today we're announcing that Our fifth Columbus Cottage recipient is Mr. Paul Jones from here in Columbus. And Mr. Jones, I'm going to let you sit for a few more minutes, and then I'll have you come up, and I want to talk a little bit about his life and how we got to choose him. Imagine for a moment going back to where you were on Christmas Eve 2010. For Mr. Jones, it was a very different night. He was with his kids doing some last-minute shopping, mourning the death of his recent death of his wife, who had passed away just 18 months earlier. He was exhausted and decided to stretch out on the sofa for a rest. He awakened, coughing, gasping for air. Black smoke was everywhere. Fire was raging, and by the time the fire department got the fire under control, his home for more than 40 years was nearly burned to the ground.